Switch Radio Breakfast, Friday morning. We are back. Yes, Super Switch, back for a brand new season, new and improved as well, as you can probably see if you head to our YouTube page right now. It's amazing stuff, really, isn't it? Yeah, it's very scary as well. We're going into an immersive world of Super Switch. This is a very simple game. We play it every Friday morning from here on in until May, and we try and predict some football scores. We get a score absolutely right for one of our local teams. We get 3 points. If we get the outcome right but not the correct score, it's 1 point, and nothing if we get it completely wrong, and we'll keep it going throughout the season. We have a brand new player for this year as well, who we'll get to in a moment. But I suppose we must start with the reigning champion, the defending champion. He's won it every year that we've done it. And now we're going to have to come up with something special to try and topple the star and host of the Crazy Shadow Talks YouTube channel, fan of West Bromwich Albion, back for a brand new season. It's Jonathan Wimbush. Morning, John.
Good morning, Ben. Recovered from last night, the Wednesday night, the Aston Villa game.
Aston Villa, yep.
Yeah.
Well and truly recovered from that. Yeah. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Played very well.
But yes. Absolutely.
Yes, we did indeed. That's very good. So looking to make it 3 in a row?
Absolutely. Looking for the hat-trick.
Looking for the hat-trick. Okay. We will now welcome a star of commentary at Birmingham City, of Hospital Radio as well. We'll talk more about that a bit later on as well. Joining us for a brand new season, it's Kim Smith. Morning, Kim.
Morning, Ben. By the way, I can't hear John at all.
Well, you're the lucky one, so don't worry about that. So... we will just move on. Brand new season for Birmingham City in the Championship. We'll get to that in just a moment. Stephen Higgs, who has been with us for 2 seasons, he's not going to be on every single week from this season. He just doesn't want to do it. Is the answer, the honest answer? And I think it's just the fact that he doesn't like finishing last, which he's done for the past 2 seasons as well. But he will join us at a certain stage when he's got skin in the game. So during international breaks when Wales are playing, or when it's just about to be Villa Tottenham, and he'll come up with some kind of garbage of how they're going to stuff us 5-0 or something like that. And I'm sure he'll come on there. But we do have a new player, and it is a mutual friend of Kim, John, and myself, fellow Aston Villa fan. So what it means is that I am going to maybe take more of a neutral approach. Because we've got another Villa fan here. It's Rob Richards. Now, the great thing about Rob Richards is, with the best will in the world, he is completely useless. And for the first time that he said, yeah, I'll do this, I'll join this, but I can't do the first one of the season because it's my birthday. Okay, well, that's great. But Rob Richards has given us some voice notes, so we will be hearing from Rob Richards as we go along. But we're going to start with the Championship, because the Championship gets underway this weekend. It gets underway tonight under the lights at St Andrews. Blues returning to said Championship against a team who are also returning to the Championship from another direction. Of course, we're talking about Ipswich Town, and we'll get onto the game in just a moment. But I just want to ask a question first of all. Has anybody seen the documentary yet? The Blues documentary on Amazon Prime?
I have indeed.
You have indeed. Okay. Do you know when you're about to do something, or you plan something, and then something sort of hits you hard in the face that, I was going to do that, and then something's come up. Yeah. Well, this happened to me the other night. I was sitting down on my sofa. I had the correct designated remote control in my hand in order to press play, and it just occurred to me in that split moment, that split second, that all of the sheets and duvets in my airing cupboard might not be folded correctly. So I had to go and check that because that's the kind of thing I can't just let go. And that was a good 2-3 hour job. So I thought, right, I'll do that. And so then I sat down again and then went to go and have another look at this thing. And then it occurred to me that I think I've only got 70 paper clips in my stationery drawer. Right, and for me to function, well, no, it's worse than that. For me to be a functioning human being, I need at least 90. So I had to count, and some of them got stuck together. So as you can imagine, so I will get round to watching it when I want to. But I'm sure it's excellent. But anyway, let's get to let's get to proceedings. So two teams who were two divisions apart last season. One had a much better season than the other. We're talking about Birmingham City, of course. Made a few signings. Kim, what do you reckon heading into the new season and as a whole before we get the prediction for tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, Marvin Duksh arriving yesterday. He had been spoken about for a few days prior, but then there was all the hoo-ha about Akpom and was he going to us or Borough or whatever. But I'll be interested to see him. Had a look at some of his stuff on YouTube. It looks very good. Can score with the dead ball, can score with his feet, score with his head, and he's a big guy to hold the ball up. So I will be very interested to see if we see him tonight or whether he's got to be sort of worked into the squad a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, made some quite good signings.
I'll tell you what I think's interesting. They've been very, very ruthless with players who they've decided were League One level. Yeah. And although they've done a magnificent job in breaking the points record, it's like, no, we're a higher league now. I mean, Alfie May springs to mind.
Yes.
For instance, but it's like, no, it's a very set focus on what they want to achieve. It's we're not going to reward players who we don't think are good enough to play at championship level. I mean, Alfie May have been, but they've made that decision quickly.
Yeah, and I suppose it shows the intent, doesn't it? I mean, yes, it would have been nice to see Alfie May have a crack at the championship, but of course, one or two others have gone out on loan. Emil Hansen has gone on loan, who was quite injury prone. That might help him. Dion Sanderson's gone on loan. Peacock Farrell and one or two others, I think, will also go or be offloaded. But yeah, they are being really very clear about what they want, which I suppose when you think of it, that's sort of the American way.
It is, yeah, absolutely. So, okay, first prediction of the whole season goes to Kim Smith because it's her beloved Blues. Blues against Ipswich, 8 o'clock kickoff, Friday night at St Andrews. Go for it, Kim.
I think I'm going to go for a 1-1.
After all the big build-up, we go for a 1-1 draw.
Just like we started last season,
yeah.
I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, the reigning champion, Jonathan Wimbush.
Well, I've been looking at Ipswich's transfer business over the summer, and they've got Ashley Young, Jens Kajust, Cedric Kipre, of course, former West Bromwich Albion, and Harry Clark's back from his loan spell at Sheffield United. And those are just the defenders and the goalkeepers. So it's going to be tough to break down Ipswich. And with Birmingham going against them first, I think they're probably going to see them at like 100% or as close to 100% as they possibly can. So, sorry, Kim, I'm afraid it's going to be a tough start, and I'm going to say 2-1 Ipswich.
2-1 Ipswich. Ashley Young will get quite the reception if he actually makes it onto the field then. I would have thought.
Yes, we will, won't he?
Yes. I'm going to go with Blues here. I think momentum's a key thing, and they've taken it from the promotion from League One. It's going to be one of those exciting nights under the lights, great summer kind of atmosphere, and I think it's going to be the reverse of that, Jonathan Wimbush. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Birmingham City. And introducing for the first time via voice note, because like we said, he's useless, it is Aston Villa fan and fellow commentator amongst ourselves, Rob Richards. Birmingham City against Ipswich.
Yes, the true back from Derby. Blues fans think they're going to walk this league. And I know one of the fancy American owners say their aspiration is to play Villa in the Prem one day. But the Tractor Boys are going to have too much in this league. They're going to bring their crappy Premier League side down into the Championship and beat Blues 3-1. You must walk before you can run, or crawl, as I do in Smalley.
Well, I think what we should say is at this point, those views reflect only Rob Richards and not anybody associated with Switch Radio or anybody who pumps money into it for that kind of matter. But okay, the battle lines are drawn early there as far as Rob Richards is concerned. We move on to Saturday afternoon. Staying in the Championship, though, I think I can hear a cat purring. I think that means Kim is on the line and everything is working absolutely fine.
Barney having a good purr.
It's all part of it. It's all part of the fun. you'll get used to that if you're watching on YouTube over the course of the next 9 months or so. But anyway, we're going on to the Championship at the Hawthorns on Saturday. West Bromwich Albion's opening game of the season against Blackburn Rovers. New manager, of course, for the Baggies in Ryan Mason, and Baggies fan and star of the Crazy Shadow Talks football YouTube channel and the reigning Super Switch champion, Jonathan Wimbush. It's your team. How's it going to go?
Well, I was at the Rayo Vallecano friendly last week, and yes, we won 3-2. It wasn't entirely convincing for 70 minutes, but at least we got the win, and obviously minutes under the players' belts. The new signings that have impressed me, though, Ona Hegabo and Nat Phillips and George Campbell as well, really impressed in that game. And obviously, we've got the likes of, Daryl DK is injured still because he's made of glass. And, we've got Josh Madger up front as well, as providing he can stay fit. We've got a really good attack force. It's the goalkeeping area that concerns me, though, because both of our goalkeepers have been, prone to errors. It's got to be said. So, I mean, I'm an optimist at the start of the season. Everyone starts from 0 points. I think we
Not
might
everybody.
get...
Somebody's going to start with a minus at some league somewhere.
Well,
I would think.
Well, that would be their own problem, but yeah.
Okay. The caring, compassionate Jonathan Wimbush is back on Switch Radio for this season, which explains why he's ruthless, winning 2 years in a row. Right. What about the style, though, John? What's the style of football like? Because as I say, I'm still suffering from the last West Brom game I went to against Derby on Easter Monday. Yeah. Is it going to be better under Ryan Mason this year?
Well, there's a lot of improvements that's happened since Tony Mowbray. The passing has been a lot sharper. The distribution has been excellent. The chances have been taken. So it's all looking better. We just need to avoid the slow start, which we did against Rayo. So I'm going to say it might actually be a 1-0 narrow West Brom win.
1-0 win for West Bromwich Albion. Of course, the draws were the big factor last season. Kim Smith?
Oh, interesting one, isn't it? Because, of course, Ryan Mason is quite an unknown quantity, although he's from the same stable as Chris Davis. And Blackburn are, well, certainly for Blues, they're always a bit of a bogey team. I'm not sure if they are for West Brom as well. I think I might go for a 2-1 to West Brom.
2-1 West Brom. I'm going to stick with the draw theme as far as this is concerned. Blackburn have a habit of scoring late against West Brom. I've done a couple of West Brom Blackburn games in the past. Yeah. And I think there was a free kick a couple of seasons ago. Brereton Diaz, I think, scored very late against West Brom for a 1-1 draw. So I'm going to go with that 1-1 for West Brom against Blackburn Rovers. Finally, for this game, making his debut, it's Rob Richards.
West Brom and Blackburn, yes. Now this is a very nice championship fixture, proper one. I think Ryan Mason's got a big job on his hands. I admire any new manager coming into the club, having to implement a new style. But so did Valerian Ismail last season for Blackburn and got them to a very nice attacking style as well. I'm assured Augustus Cargbo for Rovers will be one to watch. But yes, I think it's two sides needing time to push on. I'll give it a 1-1.
He goes 1-1 as well. The purring of the cats went very well with Rob's voice there. I felt yes. What is the cat's name?
Well, he's got a strange name because he's called Noose.
Noose.
It's actually a shortened form of an Arabic name because he's a cat from Egypt.
Oh, lovely.
And his proper name is Fanouche, which means a lantern, but he's actually totally blind.
Oh.
But he doesn't know he's blind and he doesn't know he's a cat. I'll feature him when we're on YouTube.
Absolutely. I can't add anything to that, quite frankly. Yes, it's Switch Radio Breakfast, Friday morning, the first episode of Super Switch. We're on YouTube for the very first time. Still on the radio, though. Switch Radio and on all the apps and everything. We've got a live cat with us. We've got Jonathan Wimbush. We've got Rob Richards making his debut, but by WhatsApp voice note. It's the kind of chaos we will come to expect over the next 10 months or so that we do this feature. So we move into League Two now, because the Premier League has got another week to go, which means we've got a vacancy. Aston Villa played at Walsall on Wednesday night. Jonathan Wimbush and myself were there. It was very good. We'll talk about it next week when we're previewing the Villa's game. But Walsall won their game at the same stadium last week, got off to a winning start, but they travel to Gillingham on Saturday afternoon. And we talked about Blues, Kim, didn't we, with momentum from a great season and finishing with a flourish. It was the opposite for Walsall. They've got to pick themselves up off the ground, having missed out on promotion so dramatically last season, both automatically and the playoffs. But they did get off to a winning start last week. So how do you think they're going to go at Gillingham?
Oh, difficult one. Walsall certainly last season didn't travel very well.
No, they didn't, no.
So I think I might go for Gillingham to win 1-0.
1-0 to Gillingham. I mean, they did get the win against Swindon last week, and they were down to 10 men for large parts of the game and still won the game with a last-minute penalty. Jonathan Wimbush?
Yeah, Gillingham drew their first game 1-1 with Accrington Stanley, and I don't see many goals in Gillingham. Walsall might just do this 2-0.
2-0 to Walsall. I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm going to go for Desmond. I'm going to go for an entertaining draw. And for this game, it's Rob Richards.
Gillingham and Walsall. I'm heading over to Poundland Park now.
Oh.
Walsall grabbed an injury time winner last time out, and I think that's going to be a good metaphor this season for them after having missed out right at the end of last season getting promotion. So watch out for young whippersnapper Albert Doma. He's going to have another injury time goal for Walsall to win 2-0.
2-0 for Walsall. The cat is definitely the star of the show. There's no doubt about that. But no, don't, please don't. No, it's absolutely brilliant. It all adds to it. There's no doubt about it. Finally, a game that's going to be covered by our award-winning Switchboard team, who are back for a brand new season. It's in the National League. It is Solihull Moors taking on Forest Green Rovers. And after what was effectively a quiet season for the Moors last year, they've always been in and around the playoffs. They've been to playoff finals, finished very mid-table last season, and the director of football has quit this week, which I found an interesting story. But at home to Forest Green Rovers, Jonathan Wimbush, we're going to go to you first for this one.
Well, I've witnessed Solihull Moors in pre-season along with Kim against Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, and they made a good account of themselves. Lost the game, unfortunately. Fortunate for Kim, though. But, yeah, I mean, they gave a good account of themselves. Forest Green Rovers, you probably fancy those as one of the early favourites for promotion come May. Forest Green might do this 1-0, I'm afraid.
Yeah, absolutely. Kim and Kat.
Well, I'm not sure what the cat thinks, but I think Solihull Moors might struggle a bit with Forest Green. And I think I'm going to go Moors 1, Forest Green 2.
Yeah, we could have another Paul the Octopus on our hands here if the cat tries to come up with some good predictions.
Well, I suppose we could get some I don't know, balls for him to pick out of a box or something like that.
Who knows? It would be absolutely spectacular. So we'll have more of the cats this year. There's no doubt about it. I think the Moors are going to get off to a good start. I think they're going to do the business, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, which you can follow, like I said, with our award-winning Switchboard team. And I think Solihull Moors are going to win by 3-2. And finally, last but very least, it's Rob Richards.
And Solihull Moors and Forest Green Rovers as well. I'm basing this one purely on the facts of their finishing positions last season.
Okay.
And the fact that Forest Green Rovers have won every game between these two. A poor looking pre-season for Solihull, but mostly for the reason that Forest Green Rovers have designed their kit around the idea of a camouflage barking tree frog. I think this is going to confuse the Solihull players, much like the dazzle camouflage used on Allied World War II battleships. So this alone, Forest Green will come out victorious 3-1. Bring it on, Wimbush.
Oh, bring it on, Wimbush. There you go. There you go. Battle lines drawn.
New challenger.
New challenger, yeah. He's taken his first opportunity appearing on Super Switch to introduce a new word to the English language. Camouflage is what he said there, which we'll pick him up on. We'll pick him up on next week when he's with us, and when we are back next week.
Andoria.
Yeah, well, don't worry. The first international break is not far away, Mr. Wimbush. Yes, we'll be reminded of that. There's no doubt about it. But the Premier League starts next week, so we'll bring Aston Villa into the equation, and we'll have a look at the results from this weekend on Switch Radio Breakfast on Monday. Hope you've enjoyed the video. We've got something somewhere which means you can click subscribe and all that. I don't really know how it all works. It's all done in post-production, apparently, and we're going to leave it to some wizards to take care of. But for Rob Richards on WhatsApp voice note, for Kim Smith and the Purring Cat, and Jonathan Wimbush, who is off to West Brom this weekend, I'm Ben Ellis. Thank you for playing along. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on Super Switch.